The devil may cry, but its hero Dante sure as hell won't. This super sleek, pistol-totting half-demon is only interested in one thing: kicking ass and looking good while doing it. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Based on the main character of Italian poet Dante Alighieri's The Divine Comedy, though this Dante also traverses the realms of hell, purgatory, and heaven.
In that case, you should be used to this sort of thing.
But he does so in an effort to avenge his mother, as opposed to an existentialist riff on the afterlife. His journey almost ended up being a sequel to Capcom's other nightmarish tale, Resident Evil, but with an increased focus on action, style, and combos. The company's bigwigs decided to make Dante's adventures into its own game, thus giving the world Devil May Cry, and thank goodness for that.
Finally! I was getting tired of playing your childish games!
Since the original title was released back in 2001, Dante's popularity has soared, seeing him as a playable character in other video games such as Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, while also starring in his own animated series, manga comics, novels, and perhaps even a feature film.
Thinking about dressing up in drag?
Let me know if there's anything that you think would look good on me.
It's supposedly in the works, but little has been said about it since 2011. Dante and the Devil May Cry world was even rebooted in 2013, seeing a much less popular redesign that lacked the lovable cheesiness of the original. It's set in an alternate universe, though it's a nearly identical timeline as the original games.
This way, Dante! Okay. Can't catch me!
Speaking of timelines, the Devil May Cry storyline is not a linear arc in line with the game's releases, but this in no way means there's not a fully fleshed out story underneath. The third installment appears first on the timeline, followed by the first, fourth, and second games respectively, with bits of anime and manga helping fill in the backstory. With all that said, Dante's origins pick up somewhere around his 8th birthday, when his mother Eva gives him and his brother Virgil separate halves of the perfect amulet, a special key that unlocks the demon world in the mysterious tower of Temen-ni-Gru. Soon after, Dante's father, the legendary demon swordsman Sparda, dies and leaves his family vulnerable.
You refuse to gain power. The power of our father, Sparda.
Father? I don't have a father.
Attacked by baddies, led by the demon emperor himself, Mundus, Eva dies while Virgil disappears and is presumed dead, leaving only Dante left to seek vengeance on the ghoulish emperor that destroyed his family. In order to do this, Dante opens a demon hunting business, but can't quite come up with a name for it at this early stage of events.
I haven't even picked a name for this joint, and I'm already getting calls.
Sometime after, a strange man named Arkham approaches Dante in his shop with an enigmatic invitation from his brother Virgil. Meanwhile, the unholy tower of Temen-ni-Gru emerges from the underground, soaring high into the sky, overshadowing everything in its wake. The gun-packing demon hunter, and any gamer with a clue, assumes this is no coincidence, and sets off to find his long-lost brother in the tower and get some answers. On his way there, Dante confronts a female demon hunter named Lady, and learns that she's also on her way to Temen-ni-Gru to find and kill her father for causing her mother's death.
The only family I ever had was my mother. And she's dead!
Once at the tower, Dante defeats hordes of demons, as only Dante can, while continually encountering a man named Jester, who seems to further his progress, but also impede it. Finally finding his brother, Dante learns that the mysterious messenger Arkham is working for Virgil, and the two are trying to open the portal to the demon world to retrieve Sparda's legendary sword, the Force Edge.
Foolishness, Dante.
Virgil nearly kills his brother and steals the other half of the perfect amulet, but Dante is suddenly revived by long-dormant demon powers within him, inherited from his father. Now more powerful than ever, Dante finds his brother once more, but is interrupted by Lady, who wants answers as to why the brothers are in the tower in the first place.
If you're asking for a date, forget it. Because I make it a point not to go out with women who shoot me in the head.
Once again, Jester appears to interrupt the trio before transforming into Arkham and telling Lady, Dante, and Virgil that he carefully devised a plan to get them all in this very room in order to steal the perfect amulet and retrieve Sparda's sword for himself. Arkham opens up the portal and Dante chases him into the underworld where, with the help from Virgil and Lady, Arkham is soon defeated. Dante and Virgil then square off to determine who gets the Force Edge and both halves of the perfect amulet, in which, no surprise seeing as it's his game, Dante comes out on top. Defeated, Virgil decides to stay in the underworld, while Dante and Lady, having thus saved the world, go into the demon hunting business together, opening the shop
Devil May Cry.
With a little downtime, Dante is soon attacked once back in his shop by a woman named Trish. She challenges him because she wants to know if Dante is the true son of Sparda.
Are you really the son of the legendary Dark Knight Sparda? Didn't your daddy teach you how to use a sword?
Satisfied with the answer, she hires Dante to stop the demon Emperor Mundus from returning to Earth. And the demon hunter readily accepts, seeing as Mundus was responsible for killing his mother. Dante arrives at a huge castle where Mundus is set to turn, but instead finds a powerful demon named Nello Angelo. Losing to the demon, Dante is shocked when it doesn't kill him after seeing the perfect amulet hanging from his neck. The demon confesses to Dante that he's actually his brother Virgil under the control of Mundus, and seeks release from his spell. Dante defeats his brother, thus releasing him from the Demon Emperor's grip, but is then betrayed and nearly killed by Trish, who is also under the control of Mundus. And Mundus is one powerful dude. Dante soon beats Trish, but shows compassion and spares her life, which works out in favor as she too has a change of heart and decides to help Dante topple the Demon Emperor and send him back to hell. And similar to the last adventure, Dante and his newfound friend Trish also go into business together.
5 minutes.
More than enough.
With Lady and Trish working with Devil May Cry Incorporated, as well as for themselves, Dante briefly expands his services to include bodyguard work before returning to his regular demon-slaying duties when he learns of a mysterious cult that worships his father and seeks to unleash hell on Earth.
Our gracious Savior would shelter us from the storm.
The group call themselves the Order of the Sword, and both Trish and Dante infiltrate the group in an effort to end their shenanigans. Once inside the group, however, Dante finds a young member who also carries the blood of Sparda like himself, named Nero. And misguided by their evil doings, Dante eventually convinces Nero that the Order of the Sword is, in fact, dastardly and looking to bring the world to an end. Using the bond of blood ties, Dante soon convinces Nero to fight alongside him, and they destroy the evil order and their high priest leader, while Dante welcomes Nero into the family, thus replacing the loss of his brother that occurred so early in his life.
Took your time.
What? You looking for an apology?
Well, how long am I gonna have to wait for it?
With Nero, Trish, and Lady by his side, Dante refuses to slow down, however, and he's been to hell and back more times than we can count to ensure the world's safety. He's also brought down international efforts to reopen the deadly portal of Temen Negru and keep it from falling into the wrong hands as well, showing that the fun never stops in the world of Devil May Cry. It's been a while since we've seen Dante do battle with the demon world, and we sure hope he's been enjoying his vacation, as a new Devil May Cry adventure is set to be released in 2019, hinting that the story picks up where the 4th game left off. What new evils will Dante face in this chapter? Could we once again see Virgil surface? Only rumors are known at this moment, but we're without doubt that one thing will be for certain. It's going to be a fast-paced, highly stylized, ass-kicking adventure unlike anything seen in the series thus far. And if the gods are merciful, it'll be accompanied by a soundtrack as good as the earlier entries, and Devil Trigger is a bloody good indicator that it will.
Hey honey, need assistance?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.